Hello and welcome to the next episode of Stellaris with me, Winslayer. We're doing a multiplayer game today with Ebend and Jesus. I think we're just planning to play another hour here today, right guys?
Yeah.
Just about.
Not too much can happen next hour. Watch the crisis spawn.
You're cursing us to it.
Mm-hmm. How funny would it be to be like, crisis? Why? Apparently I'm in control of that stuff. I'm still really sad that my mercenary leader didn't become immortal. That would have been great. I would have loved that and the implications for my fanatic purifiers. You let one Xeno in, they become immortal and take over your society. I mean,
Should have let them in sooner.
maybe not. I have to admit, I seem to have a fair bit of minerals that I need to spend. So I think, hey Zeus, you said in Discord, in between matches that you think my Corvette fleets are like almost better than your Titan fleets and other really big ones, right?
Yeah.
I think I heard like on a forum or something that that battleships are pretty good in the mid game to late game, but or like early late game, but as it gets later on, corvettes take over a little bit. Is that what consistent with what you've heard?
Not necessarily. Usually, all game, but battleships shine in mid game because you have more AI empires to kill and maybe uh, Leviathans that tend to specialize against corvettes because they do uh, uh, AOE damage. Like they can. Some Leviathans have 100 accuracy, so the strength of the corvettes are nullified. So you usually use battleships against them. But against players, corvettes are usually the best kind of ship you can use.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you seem to know a fair bit about Stellaris. You claim you don't play it that much, that you play other things more, but from what I can tell, you understand this game pretty well.
Well, even if I don't play it, I read the forum a lot. And I also have tested it because in my contingents, in my single player game where I fought the contingency with 800 with full Chris strength, the only way I could win against them was using all Corvette fleets. But that is an special case because the crisis and foreign empires, especially when you give them more strength, they will destroy any ship in one shot. So you usually go for the cheapest ship you can do, that is a Corvette. Because if they are gonna kill a Titan or a Corvette with one shot, you prefer to have 200 Corvettes than 3 Titans.
Yeah. Yeah, when you put it like that, it's just an obvious choice.
I mean, that's one of the strengths of the Corvettes, that they are replace, they are they
Replaceable.
are not. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can lose a Corvette fleet and in 1 year you can have it running again. But if you lose like a battleship fleet or a Titan fleet, you will usually take between 5 years or 7 years to have it full and running.
I always felt like if you got living metal early, it was pretty good to go for bigger things. So like, you know, there's more time for or a chance for that to heal because they got more things that can get hurt. But evasion's just really good. Like in any video game, usually not taking damage is just generally better than taking damage.
Yeah, especially because the way this game uses combat, even if an enemy has the space full of corvettes, since shots don't redirect themselves, a miss will always be a miss. While in real life, corvette fleet, even if you shoot a corvette and miss, you usually hit the corvette that was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But in this game, that doesn't happen. I mean, if they added that corvettes lose evasion if they are in great numbers, or the enemy has a very good rate of fire because they just shoot too much to evade. Like
Right.
even if the ships you are shooting evades, some other ship will be hit.
Yeah,
That
just
will balance things.
like a Corvette swarm mechanic. If like over X% of this of a fleet composition is Corvettes, then they have like a density problem or something like that.
Yeah, or or saturation of fire rate, because if you are just shooting a lot of guns, like if you have a lot of auto cannons, yeah, you can dodge maybe the shots that are directed against your ship, but there are like 20 or 50 or 100 ships shooting auto cannons at your fleet. You won't be able to dodge them all.
Yeah, you have to imagine like realistically, if there was like 1,000 Corvettes flying next to each other, they'd also maybe shoot each other or something. Like they all just work perfectly in line with each other. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like they could definitely make it more realistic and make the Corvettes a little less useful because of just like obvious logical reasons that they haven't implemented in the numbers.
yeah.
They'll probably get around to that, I think.
That way, bigger guns like Tachon Lances or battleship mains could maybe hit more than one corvette in only one shot, because they just make a path in the enemy fleet and everything that touches that beam usually gets destroyed. But in the current system, there is one shot, one ship, and I think it's the main problem of this.
Yeah. I agree. Totally. If the end game is just like the Scourge and it spawns in your territory, Jesus, and I'm just gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna take Consecrate Worlds.
Why?
I don't know. It sounds fun. For role playing
What
sake.
does what Consecrate World does? I'm not familiar with that edit.
It's pretty good if you take it kind of early on. What it does is for 100 years it increases pop happiness, spiritualism, ethics, attraction, pop growth speed, and unity generation. And it doesn't give you the exact numbers here, but it's good. Like the benefits are pretty good. Like better if you take it early, especially because of the pop growth. But yeah, just having extra unity production on certain planets can be pretty awesome. I wish I had the numbers because I think you'd like them. They're yeah. Because it's like a spiritualism ascension perk. I think it has some nice modifiers associated with it, but they're very kind of situational. And it's also not a cheap edict, if I remember correctly. Like maybe 200 or 300 influence to make the planet pretty good.
People want my technologies for some reason.
I actually have more tech than you. Wow, look at that.
Well, you have tech that I can't research.
This is probably true. The psionic stuff. I've
And the
unlocked.
robotics lack a lot of technologies. I mean, I don't have to research nothing that gives me habitability because I don't use it.
Right. Where is that Marauder nation? The Peacocks. They just... Where?
It's in the south. It's
They
in the middle of one of them.
They threatened to raid me.
And just deal with them.
Yeah, I probably could. I don't really want to attack them much. I ended up paying them, but I was like, what? Really? You guys know who I am. They're fools. So I noticed that I have closed borders with you, Jesus.
Yeah, probably because I rivaled you with by a mistake because I was trying to rival the peacekeepers that I keep in your nation.
Mm-hmm. Do I have a rivalry with you, or did you just rival me? You just rivaled me. I didn't have a rivalry with you. You strange robot. You rival what was a fanatic purifier that is trying to be reformed. We even had a foreign Xeno console, which we then threw into the shroud because we wanted to see what would happen. But you know, like, you should probably ignore the second bit.
That's horrible.
You call it horrible. We call it science. I'm surprised you haven't built over Tuas yet, Jesus. Poor Glugbath needs enlightening. They're in the machine age, they're almost there.
I'm pushing slowly, but I need the influence.
Right. They're gonna get enlightened and then the Scourge is gonna eat them. It's gonna be a very sad story. Do you guys think we're gonna settle every unsettled system before the crisis spawns?
What do you mean? We're gonna settle all the systems?
Yeah, like the ones that haven't been claimed.
Oh. Yeah, it's slightly different than what you said. I assume you meant colonies and stuff.
No, not colonies, just empty systems. I feel like it might happen. It could happen. Depends how much longer the stuff takes to spawn.
Depends how long.
13 years, and they can start spawning. They usually the decision if it spawns it's every 5 years. So the 50s, 55, 60s, 65.
Okay. Does it always happen like on the January 1st then?
No, the decision if it spawns happens in January 1st, but the event that appears has 200 dates plus a random number.
Uh-huh.
So the minimum is 200 dates, but it can go until 1000.
I see. That's what those numbers and mean. I've seen that all together, but I've just been like, I don't need to understand this, right? Probably would have been useful.
Of course not.
Why? Why would I ever? Really? Oh, I need to get rid of that one. If I want this. I think I'll keep that one there. This one can make me energy. My xenophobic faction's so much happier now that we have a hairman in charge of our society.
Construction complete.
Happiness really does have a significant impact on their production, doesn't it?
Yes. That's one of the disadvantages of robots. They don't have happiness. They can get the bonus.
Feel like by allowing refugees, I might upset the xenophobic faction, but I can't see anything in here about it right now. Should I try it out?
Maybe it doesn't matter.
Their opposite faction wants it, so I was like, I thought they would hate it. I'll try it out and see what happens. Ooh, I can't because I'm xenophobic. Sad. I still have a lot of star bases I can keep improving. What's that?
Governor down. Oh, but I get. Oh, but he's not. Whatever. Sure. Fine. Oh, of course it is. Alright.
One or two of the AI nations no longer hate me. Some of them still think I'm a bit repugnant. But that's fine. They're allowed to think that way. I like how there's 59 hairbands in the Mandasura hive. Seems they're slowly taking over.
There'll be a colony on the. They're mostly in the south area. Because that's where there's free space, and I don't really feel like, you know, going through too much trouble and replacing them everywhere.
I think you should replace everybody everywhere with headbands.
Take forever.
Just do it. Just put one on each planet, and then like slowly but surely they'll expand.
Except most of my planets are already filled.
With inferiors, non-psychics. At least do it on
better
like your
have
research
any.
planets. Like you get the research bonus, right?
I don't really dedicate too many planets to just one thing.
Oh. Okay. Let's upgrade this. Just upgrading everything. Whoops. Forgot to go back to Twitch again. I'm sure there haven't been any messages. I hope. Doesn't look like it. So since we're at like kind of a slow time in this game, I was wondering like if we brought more people in for the next multiplayer, like if we would want to maybe set like a more of a scheduled time for the sessions so that it's easier to get everybody online at the same time. I think like Fridays worked out pretty well because we're all like aware
Yeah.
that that's a good time.
It's a nice idea because then everybody knows when to play.
Maybe we can like, I think like availability is pretty good for us on Sundays, right? Because like in the past, I think we've been able to do quite a bit of time on some of the Sundays. I mean, like as long as I'm getting like 4 hours every weekend, I'm definitely not gonna run out of content. Like, I'll have more than enough if I can do that. I also want to make sure we don't like forget anything, and you know, we're not like thinking about other games, because I definitely will be thinking about my Distant Stars stuff because it's great. I'm really enjoying the new expansion. Have you looked into getting the new one, the new expansion yet, Jesus?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I think I get all the expansions I can, because if I don't, I feel like I'm missing something out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have everything except for plantoids, which I'm kind of tempted, like, to get, because the portraits are pretty cool, but it doesn't really add anything functional to the game.
What did you say? Sorry.
The only one I don't have is plantoids because it doesn't really add anything functional. I like the way the portraits look, but I just, yeah, didn't spend the money on it because, you know, it's just
Yeah.
cosmetic. It's their version of horse armor. Looks like my ring world's coming along nicely. Down to 2% piracy risk. Yay.
I'm at 0.
I was gonna say, you don't have anywhere for them to spawn, do you, E-Bend?
No.
Good for you. Great.
Why won't it let me research things?
Still?
No, it just started doing it now.
Sometimes I think when the game lags, it just takes a second for it to register your click.
There it is.
Anybody in need of energy?
I do.
Why don't you just finish that Dyson Spear? Oh yeah, because you had to build ring worlds.
And because I am a robot technician.
Out of the generosity in my heart.
Yay, terraformer worlds.
If you need any, I was at my cap and I'm making 900 a month. The fact that my people are psychic and I got the loop means that like I can set up some of my planets to make a lot of energy.
I can't agree to the I mean, I'm agreeing the trade, but it doesn't give me energy. God damn it.
Ooh. Do I not have that? I have a proposal for you. It seems that you have extra living metal in your borders. And I don't have that at all.
I can't accept an ideal for some reason.
Just like keep trying, wait a little bit of time. Maybe it's lagging. At all?
At all.
Huh.
Maybe if I try to send.
Yeah. Try that out. Because I assume you like the sound of that deal. Yay! Living metal.
Did you accept the deal?
Yeah, I accepted it, so I have the living metal now.
Nothing happened in my side.
I've here the weird thing is I've got less energy and I have the living metal. On your side you definitely don't have that.
Yeah, maybe it's for the sync. Probably it's for that.
Maybe at the end of the month it will happen. I'm gonna pause it.
Nope.
You seeing the pause, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know what's going on there because I'm getting the living metal, which is good. That is giving me the bonus.
It probably I'm just the synced, so
Yeah. I hope you get the energy. I'm not sure exactly what happens there. We don't have too much longer left in this episode, so maybe when we load up the next save it will I'll work the way it's supposed to on your end. That's what I'm hoping.
yep.
Whoops. I didn't have my sectors give me 75% of their stuff. That's smart. Well, that's my alarm. I think I'm gonna pause it here. Really
Yeah,
enjoying
things aren't
this.
working too well.
What?
Some things aren't working well.
Really?
Yeah, some things are acting up,
Oh,
taking a while, but it's okay. We're
yeah.
done. It'll probably fix itself.
Yeah. I want to make sure I save before I forget.
Hmm.
But yeah, happy about this, and I'm happy that we got to do more of this weekend.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.